Wastewater.
Go.
And welcome back, everybody, to Crush Improv Plays Dungeons and Dragons, joined this week by everybody except for Brooke, but we have a bonus player. We have a bonus of Matt, longtime viewer. This week is going to be guesting as Anders Solmore, so that I don't have to talk to myself, which is amazing, because that's always fun as a DM. So welcome. I hope this is as fun live as it is to watch and comment upon. So when last we left, the party plus Anders had arrived at the Sahaugen Fortress to do some diplomacy, to see what was up, whether these Sahaugen were the bloodthirsty murders they've been purported to be, or are just misunderstood. And as it happens, not really clear what it is, because they spent most of the time getting a tour. And let's see if I can make that work for you. I see what you're trying to do there, Al. Maybe this will work. Hey, look at that. And yeah, they finally arrived at the throne room. I forget what the shocking cliffhanger was. There may not have been one. So let us just begin with the negotiation or whatever it is, the diplomatic meeting. The throne room that you are in, maybe I didn't describe that room, and I can, because I've got details. It is at the end of a short stretch of corridor. Another archway opened up into a larger area. Here, the floor, which you can see through the water, which is for the half-elves and humans, up to your waist. For the dwarf, it's up to your armpits, and for the gnome, it is up to your neck. So you have been sloshing along this whole time. Whether you've turned it into a swim is up to you.
I generally slosh along through life, no matter what the terrain is.
Nice. The floor is tiled indigo. The walls are dark blue. The ceilings throughout this entire complex are about 15 feet tall. On the north side of the room, a massive, ornately carved throne rises from a pale blue dais.
Here's a question.
Yes.
What's that throne made out of?
Stone.
May I?
We're 30 seconds into the game. And
I'm so sorry.
Interrupt the exposition to just jump right to stone.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm blowing my load here.
Did you say the word stone? The pale blue marble pillars stand to the east and west. The dais is made of the same pale blue marble, not even stone. The throne is black coral, and the ceiling is tiled in pale blue.
A pale blue pillar.
Pale blue. Cornflower blue.
Carl Sagan, pale blue dot. That's the joke I was doing? Okay.
Oh, I get it. It's good. Sweet. On the throne sits an oversized Sahaugen. The creature has 4 arms. In its right upper hand, he holds a large trident. His 2 lower hands grip the arms of his throne. And floating next to the throne on the creature's right-hand side is an adult female Sahaugen holding a long staff tipped with a jumble of shark jaws and teeth. On his right-hand side is a large and intimidating female Sahaugen, and she has 4 arms as well. And I think that's all.
Is that the priestess?
No, the priestess is there with the staff with the shark.
Thaudra that you're talking about?
Thaudra is the priestess, Seklaz is the baroness, and Kempak is the baron. The room is also populated. There are now 3 Sahaugen priestesses that are here. You were escorted by one this whole way. There are a number of warriors and champion warriors, 2 larger than the rest. And there are also 2 large sharks with what appear to be almost armor plates running on their backs, like the squishy area seem to be reinforced with a chitinous plating. And they're all armed, and they're, making you feel like maybe you would have loved to be armed at this point, but you gave them all up on your way in. So that is the scene. The Sahagin priestesses, when they enter, lay themselves low, submerging themselves beneath the water, and then they raise up again, and the water sluices off them, and they speak in their language.
Like in Flashdance.
Yes, it's exactly like in Flashdance, except the water, well, not exactly, but you're almost right there. So they say in their language something which I believe Brooke, as Nim, can understand, and it's possible she also cast a spell. I think she cast tongues on Anders, and she has comprehend languages running. So I think that means that you can both understand and speak in their language, Matt.
That's useful. Is it? I have a question. Does everybody's got that telepathic bond except for me?
That was my question too.
If only Brooke were here.
I believe that's what we settled on last time.
Okay, cool.
So just pretend you can't hear us when we're doing that.
That's right.
Sure. Just have some kind of signal to show when you're doing mental conversations. That way I know, I didn't hear that. You were doing
So the priestess that led you here announces to the large royal couple that are on the throne, the mudwalkers are here, Your Majesty. And he sort of elicits a snort. Water excavates from his large maw. And he says a few words, and it is translated. He says, and this is what Nim, I'm not going to worry about Nim anymore because she's not here. Assume that she's making a lot of gestures and, clutching her pearls, sort of hand gestures. But what Anders understands out of Kempak is, bid them announce themselves in the proper form. And the priestess, who's been your tour guide, turns to you and sort of inclines her head down a little bit, not a big bow or anything, but says, Lord Kempak would have your styling and name.
I'll speak first because hopefully they can understand. Am I speaking their language, or is it that I speak and they understand no matter what I say?
I think you speak in their language.
Oh, that's great.
If you choose to, or you can speak in English if you want to preserve the fiction.
Well, I'll try to show them due deference. It seems like they're looking for a show of respect, so I'll try to speak in their language. And I'll give them a big toothy grin, and I'll try to do that dipping thing that the priestesses did. So I'll try to dip myself entirely in the water and then reemerge. And I'll say this humble one is called Anders, a meager representative of nearby salt marsh. And I bring with me noble heroes who will now introduce themselves as well. And then I try to finish it off with the gurgling thing that he just did. He just went glug, 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 glug. So I'll finish it off with that.
Excellent.
I'll go next. Hello, my fancy friend. I am, and then as soon as I get about this far, I'm now underwater, and it's bubbles, 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 bubbles. And that's my story.
Much muttering all around. They proceed to look to the next person who's going to announce themselves.
My name's Tergar, the Wanderer. I like wildlife. There's some interesting fish that I see in here that are very nice.
A shark swims right in front of you.
It's a beautiful
You hear
creature.
the theme from Jaws as it goes by.
It's a beautiful creature, if I do say so myself.
Tergar, everybody. Tergar.
All this is translated by the Saugan priestess, and Anders notes and Nim notes that the presentation is less than flattering. Like for Norman, she says, the small one, I think he said his name was Norman, a gnome of no consequence. And then for Tergar, she says, another mudwalker who has a love for the fish. Strange for mudwalkers. Next up for the introductions, whoever.
Mine's gonna look like an anime intro. So she's gonna do a lot of like, "Hey there, Glanda's my name," playing music and sailing the seas is my game. Bet you wouldn't expect me, a singing dwarf, to know so much about the water and sailing and stuff, but I do. Need a tune? Let me know. Got cool rocks? Love to see them. And then I also put my head down, and the same thing that happened to Norman then happens to me, where I essentially baptize myself.
Interpreted as Glanda, dwarven water swimmer singer, and very confusing for the person to translate. And it's also a little bit of head scratching and turning from the Sahagin, which don't really know how to equate that.
Perfect.
Which leaves us just with Joe Jonder on.
Well, I'd like to tell you about Ilona. You see, a long time ago, and then I
Joe. No, just introduce yourself.
It's over.
I'm Joe John.
Okay, introduced as the tall armored one says his name is Joe Jonderon. It looks like he had a bad breakup recently. A lot of head nodding among the male Sahagin.
They all know.
They've been there. And so Kempak huffs again, water snorts out, and he says to the priestess, "What tribute do they bring?" And the priestess turns to Anders and says, "The Baron asks if you have brought any gifts."
Naturally, we have brought the very finest delicacies of Salt Marsh. Our famous Salt Marsh saltwater taffy, which is well loved across the bay for its fine chewability. In fact, it is what has made my teeth so white and shiny. If I have brought in small portions for each of you, and I'll pat myself down and see if I'm lying. Did I actually do that? Is it okay if I say that?
I love that you say it, and I think we're going to get a roll out of you to see just how well Anders prepared for this diplomatic emergency.
Oh, you always got to bring the taffy.
Did we bring actual gifts?
It was not brought up, no.
We have things in our bag we could give.
You
I've got
do.
the gift of song.
Let's all check our bags.
Yeah,
This is a good distraction from Anders, so we can check our
Checking
bags.
all my bags and did I bring the taffy? What do you want me to roll?
Roll a d20.
Okay, I roll this and then I go roll public. Boom.
Ooh, a solid 12. I'm going to assume you did bring the taffy. It is presented to the priestess, and she looks at it and presents it to the Baron, who looks at it very skeptically, and gives it a nod like you can try it. And the priestess takes like a handful and like kind of immediately starts tearing into it in a really graphic display, which maybe is not how taffy is meant to be enjoyed. But there is no savoring.
I brought a gift.
What did you bring, Jojo?
This is the key to the city of Orleans. It's a town that means quite a lot to me. One day I'd like to buy a cottage there.
Is it the actual key, or did he give like something that made
It's
it look like the key?
It's
Okay.
it's a novelty-sized key. Okay, so you hand this key to the priestess, and she looks at you quizzically and says, "Describe this. Why do you give us this metal?"
To us, a key symbolizes friendship, unlocking a new relationship. And for us, a large novelty-sized key does that job even bigger.
So this opens a portal.
A metaphorical portal to my heart. And to Orlane.
And where is this Orlane? Is it near?
Orlane is near. It's in the land.
Took you 3 days of intense traveling to get to Saltmarsh from Orlane, so...
You'd love it.
I would imagine if they flew.
If they flew, 45 minutes, regional carrier, and deals all the time.
I push Joe Jontron out the way very gently, and I go, what I got for you is the gift of performance, and then I start doing like a stomp routine.
The
I'm starting to branch out away from just singing and music. So I'm gonna start doing as much dancing as I can, but the water is slowing me down. So
I love it. I think I need to see a performance roll at disadvantage. That is what I need.
With disadvantage.
Yeah. You're impeded. Still not bad.
17.
17. So despite the fact that the water is making it very hard, maybe you lean into it. You know, maybe it changes your style. Maybe it's a slap performance.
One of those like mermaid dances.
Yeah. And there is a first disbelief and what the hell is this foreign concept that turns into a grudging acceptance that you have understood their ways. At least you know more than they would have given you credit for of your fascination with water. So they look upon you fascinated, and there's no applause at the end, but maybe the stunned silence is grudging respect, or they just don't know what to make of you. So that performance goes over. What's your finale? What is your flourish at the end?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, go on. Okay.
So I'm gonna cast a cantrip at the very end. I'm gonna do a quick minor illusion.
Oh.
Of like a bunch of flames around me. And they're gonna be like, what? That's crazy. We're underwater. How's fire existing? But it's just the illusion of flame. That's my grand finale. Or like fireworks or something like that. Like,
nice. Okay. So you do that, and every Sahaugan warrior immediately pulls out its spear and is pointing it at you and making sort of barking, sharking noises. And
okay, but then like confetti.
What are sharking noises?
Falls down. Like it's just confetti.
I don't know. It's mean and nasty is what it is. It's not pleasant.
Yep.
And there is a look of alarm between the Baron and Baroness, but the priestess says eventually sort of say, it is the Mudlaker way or Mudlander way. They do this with fire. I believe they mean no harm, Your Majesty, is what Anders hears, but everyone else hears.
Oh, geez. Okay, then
They don't like fire.
I jump back, and I go, sorry.
A great one. See that she has tamed the fire. So she is clearly an enemy of fire that she has subjugated.
And the priestess turns to you and says, did you have anything else? Anything to smooth over that last thing?
Don't worry. We've got the best is yet to come. You haven't quite heard from Turgar's gift.
Yeah, Tergar.
And Tergar sort of is caught, even though everyone else has been giving things, totally caught off guard and just starts to go through his backpack.
Yes. Well,
Tergar.
I don't need what?
Yeah. Okay.
Tergar.
All right.
Transform into something cool.
No, no, not yet.
Tergar, you must have something good in your bag.
Yes, I do. Just one. Oh, here. Okay. And he presents a torch, an unlit torch, and some fishing tackle.
You're gonna give him items to fish with?
Oh my God.
That's an insult.
Oh, and I don't even know why I have this. Maybe this is important. I have a gilded flower in my bag. I don't know why I have that.
Yes, use that.
Okay, I'm giving
Back to fish tackle.
So as I'm handing the fishing tackle and to everyone sort of, I hear everyone's discomfort with my game. So I take it back, put it back, and I give the gilded flower. Do you know why I have a gilded flower? Does anyone know why? Does anyone else have that?
I don't remember. I don't know.
This is our internal.
This goes back.
Yeah, this is the conversation that no one else but we can hear in our heads. Why do I have a gilded flower in my bag? Anyone? What is this?
Why am I carrying everybody else's crap?
Anders.
So I gave the gilded flower.
All right. It goes over pretty well. It's a quality piece, even though none of us can really remember what it is. I'm assuming it's, notable enough that you kept it in your inventory.
I'm taking it out of my bag.
Okay. Seklas, the Baroness, looks at it with some rapt fascination. She's got some baubles, rings and earrings and very large neck bangles, very opulently dressed, or at least attired with jewelry. And she seems to be enraptured with it. And this seems to mollate the display that maybe put people off. And Kemplak now turns to them and says, "Good, this is a good meeting. Now, tell us of Saltmarsh." Looking to Anders and says, "How many soldiers do you have in Saltmarsh?"
Anders is clearly expecting to get a gift of his own and is clearly disappointed. He's going, okay, so this is just one way? All right. Well, it's not enough to simply say how many soldiers we have, but rather to speak to their martial prowess. And I will say that the soldiers of Saltmarsh are some of the most well-trained soldiers you will find anywhere on the bay.
I realize I didn't prepare you with the answer to that question, so...
Ask me more questions you didn't get the answer for. Did you bring a present? How many soldiers are there in Saltmarsh? What's your middle name, Anders? I'm an improviser like you guys.
So, first of all, that Saltmarsh is around 1,200 people. That's the general population. It's the last census, that's what it came in at.
There are 1,200 generals in this army?
Yes. the general population.
Is that another Carl Sagan?
Social commentary.
Another Carl
very
Sagan
good.
quote?
Very good. There are in the watch... I just had this and then I don't have it, so hold on. I think you've got around 300 is the overall number, but it's not something that people really brag about because it's like a town. But I could be wrong about that. It might be less. I think it could be even. What if I just do a search for soldiers? Hey, there we go. Nope, didn't show up. What about town watch? Would I have this information at hand?
Here's this whole time going, well, okay, Molly is only there on Wednesdays, but
116 in the City Watch Militia. Ha ha ha! I've got it here.
Yes, 116 strong. Noble Kempak.
There is some muttering, and you pick up words muttered between the champions and the warriors as they say, "Oh, I thought they had many more. I thought they had 1,000. I heard they had 2,000. Well, that's nothing. Wow, I thought this was going to be harder." And
This is just eating shit this whole time. I'm like, okay, well, I thought they were pretty good.
And Kempak says, "And what kind of weapons do you arm your soldiers with on the Mudlands?"
We are telekinetically connected to Anders here.
No.
Kinetically. We're not. Okay.
I can still look to you for hints, though, if it looks like you want to buy something.
Well, it's your town. Ultimately, it's not our town.
Sure, absolutely. Well, on land, our needs are somewhat different. When a weapon passes through the air, it's very different from the water. As I've noticed that you carry tridents, some of you carry spears, whereas on land we could be afforded the benefit of a broad sword, for example, or a bow, or anything like that.
Does a Alien understand the dialogue?
Yes. Oh yeah, she gets everything, and she probably passes it on to you guys.
Okay. Is anyone else getting weird vibes from these questions and answers?
Yes.
Yeah, they're very much sussing out our defensive capabilities, probably for invasion-like purposes. Am I wrong?
That's the vibe.
No, you're right.
Cool.
I don't know.
So
Nice.
So
Londa.
we just told them that we're really weak. Do we jump in with like, oh, but
Yes.
the soldiers are just the first part of the
And
incredible.
the gigantic monster that helps protect us. In the hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
You tell them. You say that out loud, Jordan.
Tell them about the big protector we have.
Oh, Jajandron, the big protector. I obviously failed to mention that in addition to the soldiers themselves, we have certain other. And could I do an insight check? Is it pretty clear that he's trying to intimate something kind of secret to me, or I don't know. There's quite a few other defenses we have not yet mentioned.
Which we can't tell you. Don't tell them all, of course.
No, we can't tell them all. I mean, we're only here for a little time. We won't be able to list them all. There's so many.
What if you were to extend your time with us?
Ooh, well, that would if our diplomatic relations were fruitful, that would be certainly possible. Yeah, and I'm still looking at Jojandra and I said, why did I just lie to the fishes? Are you giving me anything, or are you just going like, yeah, you did good?
Tell us about these. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I give you the reassurance that you're looking for, a little like subtle thumbs up.
Nailed it. But
Good
the
work.
thumbs up is under the water, though, right? So I don't see it.
You see like a whipple.
And the priestess at this point stands forth and says, we, again, nattering very quickly, only Nim and Anders understand what eventually she says, which is, I need a name, so let me just quickly get that. No. Oh, it's never where you need it. Hold on. Maybe it's over here. Sorry, this is really boring for you guys when I have to find something. What if I just went here where everything's listed? There we go. Yes, she stands forth and starts angrily saying, "This is a mockery of our ways. We should just feed them to the Maw of Sekolah, and the Great One will determine the truth and separate the flesh from the bones of these blasphemers and mudlanders." And the Baron sort of does a sort of hush-hush motion and says, "We must..." Looking to Anders, because he knows that Anders can speak the language, he says, to the translator priestess, says, "Tell you understand me in my words. This one does not speak for us. This one is very much against your ways, against your people. But know that we can surely live in great peace between us. Surely we can."
Very good. I'm glad to hear that from you. And my dear priestess, it is understood. Water under the bridge. I don't know if you have those, but it's all good.
Kempak continues, says, "Now, this other great defender you speak of.
Yes.
What is this? Just only because we wish to have defenses of our own here in our home to make it more safe. And if it is good for you, maybe it is good for us."
I will tell you the secret of this great defensive capability I alluded to previously. And I think that you're going to love it, because here it comes. Here it is. I'm about to say it. Let me just wet my mouth a little bit, and I'll dunk my mouth down in the water. Now I'm ready to tell you. Let's go.
I think what the answer to that question is we've got one of the big scary things that you've got, from what it sounds like. You just described something that rips flesh from bone and will quickly dispatch and get to some sort of conclusion of things. Yeah, that's what we've got. What did you call him? We call ours Barry.
Quickly translated between the priestess and the nobles, and there is much chattering, and then which you hear as they have the favor of the Maw of Sekolah. This cannot be. They are mudlanders. They do not worship our ways. Our God would not favor them.
And by that, Norman means that we have religions of our own that bestow upon us blessings as well.
And the Thadra, the priestess, says, their gods cannot stand against the Maw of Sekolah. It would rend their gods flesh from their bones.
Sensing the scripture of Sekolah is 1 or 2 pages. A lot of bone and flesh comparison.
Pretty straightforward.
Yep. But this is exactly it. Why would they face each other? Why would the gods, our gods, and Sekolah come into conflict? The true defensive capability of Saltmarsh is our ability to cooperate. And that is what we are proposing today.
And Kempak leans back, and one of his 4 hands sort of strokes his chin as he sort of mulls this over and says, what could you offer to the Sahaugin that we would enforce this peace?
Are they eating the salt taffy? Or
The taffy I'm not interested in, no.
you didn't try it, though.
My priestess showed me that it is not to what I would be interested in, no. It does not have enough blood in it, you see.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell the chef. A little more blood next time. Get the iron. What could we offer you? Well, we offer a collaboration that offers the best of both groups. You would learn from Saltmarsh just as we would learn from you.
What if I know everything I already need to know?
I think that is an assumption that you should challenge.
Very well, Thadra, I've heard enough. You may present them to the Maw of Sekolah, and they may decide.
Sorry,
What?
At which point, spears are thrust in your general direction. There's a bit of a laughter out of Baroness Seklaz. Thadra looks like she could start drooling now at this point as she starts barking orders of, to the Maw of Sekolah! And it's also carried on by the other warriors that are around. Sekolah! Sekolah!
Telekinetic
Sekolah.
message here. I can fight without my weapon. We know Nimmerillion can, and I think Norman can.
Yep.
Glonda, Jojo, can you guys fight with, are you able to fight with, you've got magic stuff that you can use?
I would prefer not to.
Yeah.
Try continuing the negotiation.
I'd also prefer not to because I have like thunder and fire stuff, so I don't know how much that would help. Or I could always tiny hut.
Where did we go wrong?
We didn't know so much of this was going to be water-based.
So should we see what the Maw of Sekolah has to say? Is that what you're saying, Jordan?
Well, hold on.
Jordan?
They promised us safe passage. Right? Andrew?
I don't recall that being...
When we handed over our weapons, they said, don't worry, you'll get them back.
They did say those things, yeah.
There was an implication there that they were going to honor that this was a parlay.
That's true. There was an implication, yeah.
Well, Terragar is going to speak up. I'm shit at diplomacy and stuff, but Terragar is a man of justice and is going to speak up and say, excuse me. You're talking about this Maw thing, but I fear that you do great dishonor to your people by just feeding us to some beast. What happened to your honor? Everything I have always heard in my I'm supposed to have a gravelly. Everything I've heard in my travels is how honored, how much honor the Sahagin have, and this is embarrassing. I'm quite frankly very, very disappointed in you.
Dan, why don't you give me a persuasion roll?
Oh, why is that? Because I didn't select my. That's persuasion. So that's a 13.
13. There's a moment where you capture everyone's attention, and they are rounding on you with those spears and tridents, and they look like they mean business, but you manage to have your voice heard over everybody else's as you incant your remonstration of these people. And there's a pause, and they look to each other and immediately continue going, Sekola, Sekola, Sekola.
One of you that's more persuasive needs to.
I'll try persuasion throw. Wait!
You are being prodded along. So if you wish to resist, you're going to get some pokes with the sharp endy bits.
Well, he let him talk. He's just talking. He can move and talk.
I demand continued diplomacy.
Okay, I'm gonna go next.
What did he roll? I missed it. What did he roll?
5.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna go next because I think I have the strongest persuasion.
Okay, how do you say?
Look at the throne. I want to know what kind of stone is in that throne.
Hey, if you guys don't move aside and let me look at that throne. I mean, please let us just continue diplomatically, and then I'll shoot out a confetti, just like a.
All right.
I have power, but I can be docile and not have to use it.
All right, let's see your performance or your persuasion roll.
Okay, 18.
Oh,
Do you have plus 9?
I have a plus 9 on persuasion.
Dang.
Okay.
Got a bird.
So they again the confetti sort of captures their attention. Seklas more than anyone, and she says, "Stop!" And everyone stops yelling, "Sekola, Sekola," and looks toward the Baroness. And she says, "That one, bring her to me."
I'm the chosen one. I get to look at the throne.
And you are roughly manhandled by about 6 Sahagin warriors and brought out from the party.
6 whole warriors for little old me? What does that mean? I'm so strong and scary.
Meanwhile, the rest of you continue to be poked and prodded out of the throne room. Do you wish to resist in any way?
Well, here's the question telekinetically to the group. Do we fight now? Or do we fight this thing? You're going to be fighting without your weapons, it appears, no matter what. Do we fight with these numbers, or do we wait for this beast?
I just don't know how we got into this mess. Everything was going so well.
I'm fine to at least get out into the hallway, and then maybe we can ambush these dudes in the hallway before we get to the beast.
Yeah, so we get to a narrow.
We gotta fight now.
Let's bring a trap.
Okay. To give you a sense of odds, you have 2 Sahagin champions. You have 12 warriors.
12? I count. What?
It's literally just as warriors, but it's so I don't have to have a fleet of tokens to move around there.
Oh, Andrew.
So lazy.
How many are there?
I think you just made that up.
12?
Well,
but it says 2.
He spent a lot of time building this maw thing, and he desperately needs us to see it, and so he just made up that there's now 12 warriors there.
Well, to be fair, 6 of them did peel off to take Glondo away.
Right,
but...
you're welcome, everyone. Oh no, shit! I'm gonna have to fight 6 feet.
All right.
Let me get this straight.
You'll be fine.
I didn't realize it was that bad. The outnumbering.
There's a lot.
We're fine. We're not that outnumbered. We've been in worse situations.
Yeah, but Glonda and Jojo don't have weapons.
Do we not?
That's what
Is that a problem?
Why don't we have weapons?
Because we gave them up at the door.
You did.
Oh, we did do
That's
that.
coat check.
Don't.
And I don't know that Anders has any magic. Anders, do you have magic?
As we're being no.
Yeah, the odds aren't great, is what I will give you, especially with the two sea sharks, shell sharks as they're called, are also looking a little bit more agitated than they were before. You do also note that there are warriors in the banquet hall side of the throne room that are there to receive you and be your forward march as you are being poked and prodded out of the throne room. So why don't... if you want to have a big melee now, I will tell you that, yeah, the odds are definitely stacked against you. Chair recognizes Christine.
Are they wearing armor?
They are not. They look to be naturally tough, is the answer to the question.
Naturally tough, like me. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have
Sorry,
some,
Jordan?
do we have some kind of Deus Ex Machina that can come and save the day?
It's a good question.
The thing about Deus Ex Machina is that you don't know about it in advance.
Okay. Got it.
Did you say it was a shell shark?
Yes.
So can I turn into a shell shark now that I've observed it?
That's
the rules.
Well, I'm going to suggest that you have to spend a little bit more time specifically with... Yeah, your attention's been focused on the Sahaugen.
Well, I saw them earlier too when I was scouting out the base.
It's
I'm
true.
assuming.
Maybe one more time and then you'll...
You little...
Yeah. You little...
You...
You little... Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You are all moved around, prodded, poked, pushed, and eventually you end up down here. I'm just going to move all your little markers. Boom. Joe John Duran. Boom. Anders. Boom. And Nim. Boom. And Glonda is in fact also moved around, but she is kept apart. And I'm going to suggest that Nimralian told Petrie to take a hike and hide so that it doesn't get caught. Leading into this room here. And Thadra comes with. And of course, there are all the warriors. Boom, they come. There's these guys who are down here too. They go in front. And the priestesses come. They're there too. They're all very happy that this is happening. The shell sharks are also leading the way. Okay. And the champions... Actually, no, champions don't come. So, I shall describe this room and what's in it. Because it's pretty interesting. Boom.
Oh my god, look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's two of them? Or is it one
No.
thing?
No. Okay. This large room features walls and floor covered in gray tiles, the ceiling covered in white. Tiered pillars support the ceiling and run down the length of the area on either side of the center. An altar is built against the northern wall of this chamber. Its stone base is covered in carved shark eyes that stare out in all directions. The startlingly realistic eyes are inset with dark stones that reflect the chamber's dim blue light. And there's something happening in here. Glowing symbols and strange designs are engraved into the walls of this place, casting an eerie light throughout the chamber. 3 chanting Sahaugen dressed in ceremonial robes float near the altar, their arms raised towards the ceiling, which is some 30 feet above. Carvings of shark's eyes adorn the altar's front, each varied in shape and size. The gory remains of unidentified creatures rest atop the altar. Blood rises like smoke upward past the Sahaugen. 2 large and squirming sacks flank the altar. A massive 2-headed shark, its fins adorned with bands of pearl and gold, swims in circles above the altar.
How deep is the water in this room?
That's a great question. It's swimming above.
Yeah, so
So
it's underwater. Like it's a pool.
The only way this works is if the room goes off diagonally and descends like a pool. So
Yeah.
Jordan.
I went to high school with this mom. I know this guy. Hey, Ma! Ma Sekala, Jodondron!
It ignores you. It was always that way in high school too.
Oh, you know what?
Just
Yeah,
so
yeah, I
snooty. Nose in the air.
Malt cyclone.
With the
It isn't so bad. It's the right one that's got the.
So the chanting of Sekolah has continued all this way down the curving hallway, which led you to this place. And finally you are, again, prodded in at spear point until you reach about halfway. And you're swimming at this point, like you are being forced along. And they're here, and...
telepathic query to the gang. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
What do you think? Do you think I could like jump into its mouth, past its teeth, and then like maybe rough it up from the inside?
Yes.
How big is the mouth?
It's giant. Sekolah is a huge monstrosity, meaning it is easily 20 feet. So those mouths are probably 6 to 8 feet.
And sorry, we said the water was how deep?
Well, the only way this works, given that some places describe the water as waist height, and now we have the shark floating above or swimming above. So it must be either it's swimming in the air, which is entirely possible, or the room sort of is off at an angle. So it's deep, waist deep at the entrance, but as you proceed inside, it gets easily 15, 20 feet deep.
Just enough water for this thing to swim in. Not a lot, though.
Well, it's the ceiling is 30 feet, so it's still a pretty... Yeah, you're right, it's pretty cramped. It's not enjoying its life. It would prefer to swim large and in a bigger area.
Like a rancor. This is just like a rancor.
Exactly.
And speaking of rancors, Luke does use a bone. Oh, sorry, that doesn't exist in this universe. But you know what I'm saying.
In this universe?
What's that?
Said bones don't exist in this universe?
No, Luke.
Weird
but we
lore,
could,
Andrew.
I remember reading a story about a person named Luke Skywalker from a galaxy
Skywalker.
far, far away.
when he
I
puts
was like,
the
who the hell
bone,
is Luke? Like, I have a list of names of characters. I
he
don't
puts
know
the bone
Luke.
in the rancor's mouth, and that prevents him initially from getting
We need
Cool.
two
So do we
bones.
have
until the
yeah,
rancor
like
snaps.
two 10-foot bones?
Well, no, but you could be the bone. You could go into the mouth.
What about your staff?
Okay.
I will warn you,
So-
though, if you go in the mouth, there could be some serious acid inside that thing. You might
Yeah,
not.
there could.
All right. Well, any other ideas?
Yes.
Cool.
Sorry, I thought by saying yes I'd come up with something, but no, we're doomed.
This is still
Okay,
all
cool.
dramatic, right? Just
Excellent.
looking at each other. Cool.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
The heroes will definitely save you.
Siglas, is there a trial? Is there a particular way that we should be participating in this trial? Should we present ourselves maybe from here towards Sekolah? We don't need to get any further. I think we're close enough that we could be evaluated by Sekolah.
Someone did say that Sekolah would show the truth or something. There was some sort of some sort of truth element. Can we hear more about that? Like, is it just whether we're tasty or not?
Dan's idea about the bone in the jaw. I can put my key to our lane in the mouth. And,
No, they took
Oh,
your key.
you fool!
okay, we'll have to go with the truth thing then.
How big of a bone do we need?
But I mean,
Super
like, I've
big.
got magic, by the way, that I can use. I actually prepared some spells that actually make some sense here. So we're not defenseless. Nimmerillion definitely has stuff that we could.
I might be able to do some searing arc strikes. I don't
Like,
know
if
if that
you-
works in.
Well,
Under
I'm
the
water?
curious
Probably
about
not.
the truth thing. What is the truth thing? Can we get out of this by just telling the truth?
Well,
They want to
the
sacrifice us.
shark continues to swim around. It's not looking at you. It doesn't seem to be aware of anything. It's more... And again, there are these 3 priestesses which are chanting underwater. And
They're in the room?
I should say there are 3 other priestesses. I don't have them here, but The 3 that were in the throne room came with you, so now there are 6. So maybe that's what I'll do. Instead of adding another thing, I'm just going to change it from 3 to 6. And they are... Yeah, and that's what happens. The other 3 join the first 3, and they also continue to chant. And as you watch this, one of them goes to the squirming sacks that are by the altar, and you probably have to sort of dip your head under just to see what's going on because it's beneath the water, the surface of the water. And they pull out from a sack what appears to be a large shrimp, but it's got arms and legs. And they throw it upwards, and it sort of weevil wobbles on its way up, as if it's not really used to swimming. And in one fell swoop, the maw of Sekula just and keeps on swimming with a bit of a crunch. This thing is probably the size of a loaf of bread that got thrown into its mouth. And the 6 priestesses continue to chant, and the word Sekula comes up a lot in their chanting. Thadra from behind screams above the rest. It says, Sekula! We have Mudlanders here. I demand your judgment. At which point it stops swimming and sort of hovers in place and looking towards the 6 of you. 5 of you. Glanda's back there with Seklas, who is looking on with sort of wide eyes, like maybe she hasn't seen this and is just excited to see what's going to happen next. And at that point, the maw comes forward a bit. Sort of swims towards you. Are you guys doing anything?
I think we're just waiting. Can I have a spell prepared?
What spell would you like to prepare?
Tidal wave.
That's a great question. Could you cast it underwater? Well, I mean, you certainly
I don't see why not. Why
Yeah.
not? It's a water-based spell.
Yeah, that would work. Okay, so you've got
It's
that prepared.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Anybody else? I'm going to go around the table and give everyone a chance to prepare an action because something may or may not happen next. So we'll start maybe with Anders. What does Anders want to do in this situation?
Andrew seems to have like a PC buffer in between him and the giant shark, so that gives him a little bit of comfort. But I think if he somehow finds himself within biting distance, he's going to ready an action to try to toss whatever remains of the saltwater taffy in its direction, to possibly curb his massive hunger. Perhaps he has a sweet tooth. He has a lot of them. One of them could be sweet.
Okay. From your vantage point, it looks like the 2 shark fins are slowly wibbling towards you through the water.
Yeah, as a bonus action, I should miss.
What does Norman want to be doing?
Well, I've got patient defense, so if I spend a key point, then that has that chambers the dodge action.
Does.
Is that how that goes?
Yeah.
So I do that to be ready for anything.
Okay.
Other than that, I've got nothing else I can prepare. I don't think.
All right. Tergo is preparing tidal wave. What does Jojandron want to do?
Well, I think the only thing I really can do that's relevant is put on my Mariner scale armor.
I'm assuming you're already wearing it.
Great. I think I'll prepare my Fey ancestry. No, honestly,
Touch with your roots.
what can I possibly do? I'm not even sure beyond that.
If you want to poll the room, ask for suggestions.
Well, you could play a support role. You can make sure that we're buffed or healed.
Just gonna make sure everyone's buffed.
Prep it, tainted tat.
Yeah, with my hands.
Finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got metal. You got metal armor.
I got metal armor. Okay, yeah, I'll just think about my Fey ancestry and keep everyone buffed.
I like that you're probably still ruminating on what went wrong.
What happened here?
What? We're
I have
doing
no
really
idea.
well. Galanda, what is Galanda thinking of doing? You're a bit
Okay.
behind.
I have a question. Yeah, I don't. I can't. I don't think I can like prepare any spells or nothing right now. I'm wondering if I can prepare Leandra's recorder. I don't know if that's a move or if it's like a bonus
Is that a
thing, but
thing that you got?
Yeah, it's an item I have, and it's while I just saw you enter my character sheet, and I was just like, Andrew's here to read what the hell you're talking about.
She's making it up.
While using the recorder to play a tune, you gain a +3 bonus to spell attack rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And to... Sorry, that was my dog howling. If you heard it. And to the saving throw DCs of your bard spells, the effects last as long as you play the tune. If you stop playing, you can't employ the effect until the next dawn. But I don't think the only reason I would put it down or stop playing would be if I was to use a weapon, and I don't have a weapon. So I think I could play it while I cast spells, right?
Absolutely, you can.
your implication, by you implying that it was him that was creating the music issue.
Okay. So the Maw of Sekolah goes first, and it is naturally going to attack Tergar and Jojandron because they're sitting right there. So it bites. Yeah. It bites at Tergar and it tail smashes at Jojandron, and then it may do something fancy at the end of all that. So on Tergar, it's going to roll. It's going to need. Does it get that? Oh, gets a +8 to hit on both of these.
Great.
So for Tergar, that is a 25. I'm assuming that hits your armor class?
No, I'm at 32.
32? That's great.
Thanks.
And a natural 1 for the attack on Jojandron. So that is a miss, and in our house rule, that automatically means you get to attack back. So you, I don't know how you want to attack, Jojo, but you have the option to. It left itself right open, and you're muted, so we can't hear you.
I think he's also frozen.
And you're also frozen in mid-think.
The shark
Or
just
he's
lunged at me.
just smizing.
The shark sort of tail lunged at you, and it's exposed its flank clear at you. I don't know if you can hear me.
There he is.
There he is.
But you're muted.
Flank.
I think Haley's watching a show and taking all of his bandwidth.
Okay.
There we go. Wait, now you're not frozen. You're not frozen.
Are you back?
Okay. What's a flank?
The side. The soft underbelly.
I think I just got to go with the judo chop.
And give it a solid whack with your hand. I love it. Okay, so first of all, let's do the important things, which are inflicting damage upon Tergar, which is
slapping the hell out of a two-headed shark. Put your hand in between the two heads and go.
Tergar takes 16 points of damage.
16? That looks like 11.
It gets +5 on that.
Okay.
And so the bite takes out a sizable chunk of Tergar. Blood fills the water. And then this apparently took all the attention. So that it leaves him right open for Jojandron to give a vicious judo chop. So you get to roll and add your strength modifier.
Oh.
And your proficiency, actually. So maybe all you need is a 12, doesn't it?
6 and proficiency. What's that?
So it's +3 for your strength, and your proficiency over here, we're on the same sheet now. So those two together would be what you're rolling to.
Oh, that's a saving.
That's a saving throw there, yeah.
Okay, so 6 anyway.
And you rolled a 5, which gives you an 11, which is unfortunately not enough to finalize the slapping process.
You know what? I shouldn't have used my left hand. I got cocky.
It's true. Now, I believe you get 2 attacks because you're a super fighter, so you can roll again if you want.
Okay, I'll use my right hand this time, and I will do a judo chop.
Should have stuck with the left hand. Well, I don't know if the rules cover this, but again, house rule 1 means he gets to attack back, so that's his opportunity to attack. That feels right. Let's see if he gets his tail smashed this time. +8, 16. Your armor class is pretty good, so I think that might not hit you. No, that doesn't hit you. But you are whacked heavily with the tail of a shark eventually. Who knows how that actually happened?
Okay.
And its final action, if it didn't have enough, was it's going to feed, where it flashes through the water, tearing through the foes of the maw. Each creature in the maw is choosing within 60 feet of it must make a dexterity 16, which that is all of you. Saving throw.
Hey, when we pre-prepared spells before you ever came at us, couldn't we have triggered those before any of this? I missed my saving throw. Like, isn't that sort of the point of it? Like, if we have time to prepare something, then we're not waiting for initiative.
I don't follow you, Dan. What are you?
Before, like when it was still over the altar, we all, like I had prepared Tidal Wave when it was at the altar. I don't know what the point of that was. If I wasn't able to unleash Tidal Wave as it was approaching us, for example.
Well, this is, if you decided in that moment you were just going to cast it, then you would have done that. But what you were doing was waiting for it to act. So it did.
Okay. That was kind of useless when we pre-prepared that stuff.
Well, I think what you were doing was planning. That's kind of what I took away from that. Meanwhile, what has happened is as it has moved here. And everybody rolled their saving throw. You needed to make a 16 or better.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It did not.
So did anybody roll a 16 or better?
I did not, but I had prepared a dodge.
Patient defense, I think. Does that give you a bonus on your save? What does that do?
I don't know. It's a dodge action as a bonus action, but I thought you can't. I wasn't sure if that's a thing that just works on the that gets me ready to dodge, or if I just like it's at the end of a turn if I punch somebody and then just dodge.
Well, no, what this is, you do have something. If you fail, you take half damage. If you succeed, you take no damage because you have evasion.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah,
right,
this isn't
so I failed.
So you would take half as if you had succeeded like everybody else. For patient defense, that is if somebody is directly attacking you, like they have to hit your armor class, you can say, oh no, you're going to do that at disadvantage because I am defending with that bonus action. All right, so if you failed, you take 10 points of damage. If you succeeded or you are Norman, you take 5 points of damage.
God, I'm almost dead. Even fought
Looks grim.
Yeah.
How is Anders doing there?
0.
0 hit points? Okay.
The saltwater taffy didn't do anything? As my reaction, I didn't dodge, which sort of wish I had, because it would give you advantage on a dexterity saving throw. But instead, as my reaction, as soon as he approaches, I throw up the saltwater taffy, likely just giving him a little appetizer, but who knows?
Right. Okay. So, unfortunately, Anders looks to be in pretty bad shape from that nasty assault. And I also see that Glonda has disappeared, so I'm just going to move you over here so that we can see.
I wasn't disappeared, I was hidden.
You were hidden, that is for sure. Everybody takes damage through that, and we should see whether Nimeralian took damage to that too. She's not got a great dexterity saving throw. That is going to be... Oh, she's actually probably going to make that. She has +3 on her save, does she?
Yeah.
No. Oh, she does. She has +3. So she made it. She only took 5 points of damage. Terragar goes next on 16.
All right, well, I'm going to cast Tidal Wave right here. So it will encompass that, whatever that thing is. What is that? That's the warriors. The 12 warriors are going to get hit by it.
Yeah. Because Tidal Wave is... What's the area of effect?
It's a bit confusing to me. It's 10 feet wide.
Uh-huh. So that's 2 squares.
Yeah, so this will miss Glonda.
Okay.
It will hit...
It's 10 feet wide by how long? Is it 10 by 10 square? Or?
It's 10... No, hold on. Let me get back to it. It's 10 feet by... and it's 30 feet... Like, it says 30 feet long, which I mean, I think is where I have the point where it starts, and I think it goes 30 feet, right? That would be long. It's 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall.
Yeah, and you can set it up 120 feet away from you. So you could get those... you could get the priestess Thadra as well in that effect. She's down there in the corner next to she's this one right here. No, that probably didn't go where I wanted. Just in the southwest corner of the Maw of Sekala, there's the priestess with the staff that had the shark's jawbone on it.
You just pinged off
I know
out of the room.
It's not great.
Okay.
Can you see
Anyway.
in the Zoom the other thing there? There's a little tiny marker on the bottom left of the maw of Sekala. There's another.
Thadra. Yeah, I see Thadra.
Yeah. So she's there as well, and you could get her with your title.
Yeah. So if I ping it here, I'm getting the maw. I'm getting these warriors, and I'm getting Thadra.
That's right.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do.
Perfect.
They all need to make dexterity
saving throws. Okay.
And if they don't make it, and then I'll prepare my stuff, because no matter what I'm rolling. So that's 4 die 8. Okay.
So the maw is going to roll. He's getting a +1 on this, which is total of 9. Probably not enough. This is how again get +0. Not even great. There are 12 of them, so let's just do them all at once. 7, 4, 7, 5. There we go. So of those warriors, it looks. What's your DC? Your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is. Oh, whoops! I scrolled too far.
Oh, it's pretty high, isn't it?
+16.
Yeah. So I think only 2 of them got a saving throw. And Thadra, roll. And natural 1 means she's not going to make it. All right, so roll your damage, Danny.
And this did the maw roll?
The maw did not make it saving throw.
And so everything is going to be knocked prone and then take this damage.
We'll talk about prone underwater, but yeah, I'll have the effect of it. Sure.
Oh, come on. All right, 15.
All right. So that's
technically, Andrew, if they're at this end of the room, they're not underwater.
That is true. I'm going to say
in shallow water here.
It has the effect of prone, which is essentially to move. Well, if you attack it right now, it's going to be at advantage. It's flailing about in the water.
Yeah.
And I just have to do math. Okay, that's how much she's got. Boom. Cool. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. That's not.
Out of 32. Oh.
There we go.
We're rolling shitty tonight.
Yeah, it happens.
It does.
Danny, do you have any bonus actions? Joe Jondron will be next.
Yeah. Can I do that? No, I can't. I can't do that. Can I do that as a bonus? I'm just looking at. Can I do healing or cure wounds?
Nope, that's not a bonus action.
Healing word.
That is a bonus action.
It is. So yeah, I'll do healing word on Anders. Who is. This will resuscitate him, yes?
Yeah, I believe it will.
Okay, so healing word on Anders. That's 1 die 4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. So that's what? That's my wisdom. So it's 4 plus what? 5, I guess? Does that make sense?
Well, you have to roll a die 4.
Yeah. But
yeah,
that's what I mean. Sorry.
I think, your wisdom is +5, so you're knocking it out of the park there.
So 8.
Anders gets 8 hit points back.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Joe Jondron, next up.
Dan, do you need any help with your healing hit points?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Well, that.
I mean, if you have other things you can do, then do them.
I can do a judo chop if I'm close enough. I have to move first.
You could run away.
Remind me, can I move and then judo chop?
Yes. Or you can judo chop and then move if you want.
I'm not close enough to judo chop, am I?
No, you are not. Your hand is not 20 feet long.
Okay. So I'm going to move next to the shark.
For some information, I believe you will get You'll do 1 point of damage plus your strength modifier of plus 2, I think, if you hit. Plus 3. If you hit him, you'll do 4 points of damage.
But it's not like I have anything else.
That's true.
Do I? Am I missing something? I have no
You can run
weapons.
away.
You've got a strong advocate for the running away option here.
I can't persuade the shark.
No, the shark is not into persuasion.
And they took all our weapons, right?
They did take all your weapons. There was no talk of hiding a weapon.
Okay.
Oh, and Andrew, I could have moved too, right?
You can still move. We
Okay,
haven't got a
thank you.
firm commitment from.
There, I'm
what
moving
Let's do.
out of the way here.
How big is Seklaz?
So class is 8 feet tall.
And remind me what Seklaz's deal is?
She's the Baroness. She is like part of the royalty of. Currently, also seemingly attached to Galanda because Galanda is a sparkly thing.
Okay, I want to attack Seklaz, but I'm gonna wait until Christine Glanda has figured out what's going on there.
Okay. Why does the music stop? Boom. All right.
So, oh darn, this music just turned on again.
I know.
How do I get rid of that?
Desperate to have music, apparently.
Okay, I'm gonna
you're
just
the
use
best.
judo chop for now.
Just stick to a judo top. I love it. But that will hit. So you do 4 points of damage to that shark. You could hit it again if you want. Because you have 2 attacks.
Well, I just had to close North Star, but I'm gonna open it back up.
Norman is
Okay,
on deck.
so-
Norman should be thinking about what he wants to do next.
Oh, Jordan, I love you so much.
What did I do? Okay,
Entertain us.
here's a D20. I'm gonna roll this publicly.
That was a good public roll. It wasn't embarrassing or anything.
It wasn't.
Okay.
I totally missed it. That's a hit. So you do another 4 points of damage. You swack the hat. It groans and it's not liking this thwacking business.
Well, each time I hit it in the front of the head, and that's where you're supposed to hit sharks.
Which one? There are 2.
One hit each.
1, 2. Yeah.
Dan, your niece is
And
watching
then I did
this.
that.
My niece is.
Yes.
Oh,
Said hello. I'm Dan's niece in the YouTube chat.
that's awesome. One
That's me.
which was that you, or was it really my
Yeah.
niece?
That
Oh,
was
come
really
on.
your niece. It was really your niece. I was joking.
Well, whichever amazing niece is watching this, I have an idea who it might be. I
Take a
think
guess.
you're my favorite.
He won't commit.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but let's just say you're gonna get great birthday and Christmas gifts.
He says it's Evie.
Oh, that is who I thought it was.
Okay.
Evie is a wonderful niece, and she is an all-star. And eventually, I think Evie is going to have to play with us here with Crush doing D&D.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think it is Norman's turn to act. Unless, Jordan, did you want to do anything else with your time at the helm here?
I've been thinking it over, and no.
Okay. Then we're on to Norman next up, 14.
All right, I'm gonna try and jump onto this shark guy, and start wailing on him with my unarmed strikes.
Nice. Okay. Well, let's have some attack rolls.
Yeah, let's do that. Starting with plus 7, 19.
Yeah, that is enough to hit it. It does not have a great armor class.
Cool, and then that's the d6 plus 4 damage. Goes a little something like this. 5.
Classic. So marked it down.
And I'm going to do it all over again. Second attack.
Yeah, because you get 2.
21.
Also a hit.
It's not a d4. I want a d6. Plus 4 is 10
that's a little better.
points.
You literally take out some shark scales with that, tearing them off its back or something.
Cool. And now I'm going to spend 4 key points while I'm on this thing for a Burning Hands
Holy cow. All right.
as my
That's
bonus action.
Quite the number of key points. Cost 4? It's crazy.
Well, it's so 2 to do it, and then I'm raising it by 2 because I can to raise the level of it to
Nice.
half my level. So it's going to
Okay.
be a 4 point.
You just roll damage for that, I think, and then it has to roll
Yeah, I
to see
think
if
so. I'm
it.
just looking to see.
Okay.
What is it? Oh yeah, 3d6. And I'm sure Nim has portents or something. Help us out. I don't know how that works. Okay, here's 3d6. Away we go.
Burning Hand spell is a bonus action. I don't think you roll to hit
6.
that. I think it's just you literally do
Wait a
damage and it rolls to see if it.
That didn't
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sense.
that's right. And that was so that's 9 points.
8,
9,
yeah.
9 more points damage. Not that great.
Right.
Why does it say advantage result 5?
He's
Well,
got.
because I
He's
had
got
the
a
little
check.
box ticked.
Oh,
It's my bad.
I think that
So
should be.
that's
all,
9 points.
I think the way. Hold on. I think that's probably way more exciting than because I don't think you roll more than that. Sun Soul. Sorry, let me just find out what you got here. Stunning Searing Arc Strike. You can spend 2 points to cast Burning Hands as a bonus action. So that lets you do 3d6, and then you can cast it as up leveled. So you're doing it by 2 more levels.
Mhm.
That means you're casting it at 3rd level, which means you're rolling 5d6 damage total.
4th level.
Well, when you start it, it's at 3, and then for every level you raise it, it adds a d6.
Oh, got it. Right. So
Yep.
5d6.
Exactly. So we'll just scratch
All right.
that and then re-roll all 5, like just a whole 5. There we go. That's a little bit more impressive.
20 points damage.
20 points, and it is makes a dexterity saving throw. A shark flummoxing on the ground. Now when it's prone, Matt, it's disadvantage on a dex save.
Oh, I don't think so. We'll check.
See, every time I think I'm right.
Your disadvantage on your attack rolls, and then your movement options are limited. And then if somebody else is going to attack you, it depends on whether they're right next to you or they're farther away. Other than that, I don't think there's any of it.
Well, it made its saving throw, so it takes half of that. But the smell of sashimi, or no, that's uncooked shark fish, so that wouldn't be right. A lightly seared shark meat fills the room. Are you doing anything else? You had a lot of actions there. I feel like that might be the end of the turn, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything else.
The next up is Anders at 14.
Pretty impressive. Can you describe what these priestesses are doing? What their deal is? What they look like?
So they are. Again?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Again.
I'm asking mainly, like, what are they wearing? Are they holding any, like, stabs of anything? Or are they just using the claws to do this? Or what's going on?
They are not armed. They have just got fiercely long teeth and claws.
Nice.
And there might be some info. They're kind of fat fish creatures.
No ceremonial knives or anything like that on them?
I'll give you some bones that have been fashioned into dagger-shaped knives, talony knives.
Okay, then I'll swim over towards the one that lost their head, and I will retrieve a knife from them.
Perfect. You will arm yourself with a ceremonial dagger.
Arm myself. I don't know how to use this thing. I give it to Jojandro.
Okay. You are given a dagger made of a
I
ceremonial
kind of go like,
bone.
I don't know. I know you use a longer one, but
I take it and I put it in Nima's bag of holding. That could come in handy later.
teamwork. That's the. I kind of like the idea of being farther away, but I'll stay with the group. Team.
Okay. Well, it is Nima's turn, and what would we think she would want to do at this point? Probably something really flashy and nasty.
Fire-based. They hate fire.
Fire-based. Yeah, that probably works. Feeling like a
Chromatic orb? Is that
I feel
fire-based?
like a chromatic orb is where she would go. Yeah, probably upcasted. So she's going to spend one of these here level 2 spell slots and cast a chromatic orb, which, as we all know, means she's making a ranged spell attack against the target, and it's going to do 48 damage of fire if it hits. She gets a +9 on this roll, and it does not have a great armor class, so she's going to probably get it. But she gets a crit. Wow.
Oh, sweet.
That is just what you need right about now, because as we all know, a house roll is, instead of just doubling the dice, you take the first set of dice and they're all maxed, and then you roll for the second set. So she automatically does 32 points damage plus 17 more, which is between 49 points of fire damage. The Maw of Secla is not particularly frightened of fire. There is no fire vulnerability, but it is pretty amazing to have that kind of hit. It does get to... No, it doesn't get to do a saving throw. That's right, because that's not how Chromatic Orb works. If you hit, you hit. So I have to just sit there and take that damage. Luckily, it has the points to take that. So...
Yeah, luckily. Thank God.
Yeah, I know you were worried. But it... like blows a big chunk off the side, and like the cavernous wound has been scraped away.
Did his jewelry
from the
come
side.
off?
Yeah, some of its jewelry is now fallen off and like clanking along on the ground. Yeah.
One of the Christmas lights went out, so the whole thing is just done.
And it roars in pain. Yeah, let's go with this one. Oh, it's a quality sound
That
effect.
also sounds a lot like a Rancor. Hey, Glonda? Just like a Rancor.
Speaking of Glonda, it is Glonda's turn.
What? So, okay, we're not underwater. We can use fire.
Yeah.
And you are chest deep in water.
Okay,
So you
great.
could use fire.
Well, Glonda's... Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I got a lot of fire stuff, and I've been debating not using fire stuff. Now I feel like I can. Is the shark is in water? We're
Yes.
all in water. We're all
You're
chest deep in water.
all in water, yes. The shark
Okay,
is definitely in
Then
water.
I'm not gonna mess with electricity. 'Cause that'll get all of us.
Would. I don't think D&D cares, but I think thematically I would go with your choice.
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Okay. So I'm between a couple, and now I'm also. What's going on with what's her name, Seklaz, on my shoulder?
She has a definite feel about her that she wants to lunge and run away. That is, she hasn't got a chance to do that yet because she rolled a very bad initiative score. But
So
you get a
she's
sense
not-
that is what she wants to do.
Okay, so she's not looking to fight.
No.
Okay, and then there's also 2 champions next to me.
Yes, they are her bodyguards.
Okay, so if when she leaves, they'll probably leave with her. Okay. What's this little guy? There's the maw, and then there's something underneath them.
That's Thadra, the high priestess of Sekla.
The little guy?
Are we talking about the one in the very bottom left of the maw?
Yeah.
Sekla? Yeah, that is Thadra. Which,
Okay.
to help, I will just move her a little bit further south. So we can find her. There she is. Boom.
So we're trying to kill all of them, eh? We have no reason
think
to
so.
save any of them? Okay.
No.
Okay.
They entered the Thunderdome. They gotta pay the
Oh,
price.
we can't do thunder. Okay. I'm
Master Blaster.
I'm gonna go for a fireball. It's a 20-foot radius sphere, but I feel like Big Sharky over here takes up most of that.
Sure does.
So I'll go like kind of left of them. I don't even know where because I can't really track it. But like if I went like here or something.
Yeah,
like
that would get Thadra.
I could get Thadra and
Absolutely.
Law of Sekala. Maybe even 12 warriors, I don't know.
You have to choose between the 12 warriors and Thadra. You can't get them both.
Where did the 12 warriors go?
Right under
They
the
are
nib.
literally south of Nim and west
they're
of
sort of
Georgia.
in the maw.
Okay, I'm going to choose Thadra because
Why can't I
everybody
see them?
else is all around the 12 warriors, so it's like they can't really hit.
How did they end up underneath the maw?
The maw sort of... The warriors were behind you, and then the maw swam south through everybody and doing all that damage to them.
Okay.
So I'm going
All right.
Fireball.
You're doing a fireball. What level are you casting it at?
3.
Or I think maybe you only have 3rd level as your highest spell, so it's the base damage.
I have 1 level 4 slot.
Good
So I
cast it at level.
could do it level 4, but I don't want to blow my load if I have a really bad roll.
Fair.
So I'm going to do it at the 3rd level, see how she works.
Okay.
A reminder. I sound like a teacher. I have a +3 bonus to spell attack rolls.
Which is not done in this case because it's just straight damage. Although your spell DC does go up by 3. So the roll it makes to resist its dexterity saving throw is going to be 3 worse. 3 better. It's going to be 3 harder for it.
Okay. So
needs-
if I can't muck this up, then yeah, I'll cast it at level 4.
Yep. It needs to roll a 17 or better to save.
Okay.
And it's going to roll 16 because it's a +1 to its dex. Not enough. So you get to roll 96, I think.
Yeah.
It starts at 8. You rolled it up 1.
9d6.
Gotta go,
of damage.
Glonda.
Thanks, fellas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And Terrar would say that just that calmly. Well done, Glonda. Whoa!
36.
Sweet.
Okay. You are showered with little bits of shark. It is exactly like the ending of Jaws where you explode the shark.
Mal, you son of a...
What happened to Thadra?
Oh, that's a good question. What else you got to think about for that? Let's see if she rolls.
Oh man, you guys were scared before when I did a minor illusion.
So you did 36 points of damage. So
Mhm.
she actually can hack that. So she's still alive. She's not great, but she is alive. A little bit stunned that you blew up her god, though. So yeah, everybody who is a Sahaugian and is not the champions in Seklas is stunned in awe of what has just happened.
Is
Sekla-
this like a I'm their god now thing? Or is this a they're gonna hang me at the stake?
She books it.
Could she?
Yeah,
Does
it does.
Glonda not get
Can
an
I get an opportunity attack?
Yes, you can opportunity attack with
Great.
your fist.
With my fist. Okay, I can't
Well-
opportunity attack a touch spell.
I think you need to have a feat for that.
Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna punch her.
Give her a slap. She goes, awesome, do it.
What do I even roll for a punch?
You are going to roll a d20 and you're going to add your strength bonus of +1 and your proficiency of +3. So total of +4.
You got this.
Oh yeah.
So normally,
He moves too quick.
normally there would be a. Actually, I know what's going to happen for that. You managed to snake your hand in her belt buckle or something in a floating bangle, and are like dragged along,
Oh dang it!
going blah 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 all the way.
I'm going with her now.
Yeah.
Am I gonna keep going with her?
Until you manage to extricate your hand from this like it's a giant buckle that's on her.
You know, usually it's like, oh, you got an at one, you like slipped and got, mine like 1 damage. And now I'm a prisoner again.
This is much more entertaining for
a lot
everybody.
of 20s and 1s in this
I
game.
know. Crazy. All right, so that is the top of the round. Go back to the Ma who's dead. We go to Tergar next at 16. What do you guys want to do?
So that's dead. If Thadra's not running, and those sharks, what did they do on their turn?
That's true. They didn't do anything, and they probably wouldn't be as affected by the death of that thing because it's not really important to them. So I think we're just going to do a little random rolling.
Oh no! Did I just remind you that you needed to do something?
It totally did. It's good of you. All right, so they're going to have 1 attacking Nim and 1 attacking Tergar.
Great, of course.
Yeah, of course. You messed with the bull. Okay. Shell Shark rolls and gets an 8 plus. Does not have a great 2-hit though, so I don't think you're going to be in any real danger. Shell Shark.
Well, what did it? It rolled an 8.
Got a 12 in total. I don't think that's
that didn't hit me then. No.
Oh, but it does get 2 attacks, so. Boy, you really want it, don't you? The second attack gets a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so it's going to do. It bites you. Oh, and you don't have all your hit points, so technically it should roll advantage. But you know what? I'm not going to count that against you. It is going to do 2d10 plus 2 damage, which means it's going to hurt you a little bit. It does 11 points of damage to you. The other one is attacking Nim, who does not have a great armor class. It's now questioning her life choices. And it rolls and gets I just finished picking that up. Plus 4, 17, which I'm sure is enough to hit Nim because her armor class is not great.
It's like 12,
13.
I think.
Yeah, 13. So that is 1 hit. Second roll is going to be also. Oh, why
are these at advantage?
They're not because she hasn't taken any damage. So sorry, let me correct that.
Why was it an advantage for me?
Because you don't have all your hit points. It has a thing called Blood Frenzy. If it attacks the target, it doesn't have all of its. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So missed that first one, and second one also missed. Wow, that was lucky.
Good.
And that's their turn. So now we are at your turn for this round.
Okay. So
did you want to ask me about any other creatures that I may not have been aware of?
Oh, if my niece was listening to that, Evie, I'm so sorry. I know your father sometimes swears as well. So it's like uncle, like father. I am going to cast for fun here. Oh yeah, I could do that this time. I'm going to actually cast Dominate Beast on one of the 2 shell sharks.
Evie says she's used to swearing.
Yeah. And we are
Roma!
a very bad Irish family.
Nice.
I'm going to cast Dominate Beast.
Dominate Beast, I love it.
On one of the shell sharks.
It's got to make a wisdom saving throw, which I'm sure is going to be awful for it.
Does my DC save DC?
Yeah, it's just spell save DC. That's what it's got to beat. So, the one it's got a 0 bonus. 18.
You're horrible.
It's one of those nights. Rolling. Apparently, I don't like you tonight.
I'm going to cast with my bonus action. I'll cast Healing Word on myself, but as a level 3. Oh, I have to knock that as a level 3, which means that I am taking, I think, an additional. I think I take 3 die 4. Right? How are those when you cast?
What?
10 or higher, the one die 4 for each slot. Yeah, so I get 3 die.
Starts at 2?
Yeah.
Do it.
This will be probably like, okay, that's not bad. 9 points.
Plus your wisdom bonus, I think.
Is that how that works?
Mm,
Healing word.
Yeah.
Plus your spellcasting modifier. Yeah. So wisdom, that's plus 5. So what was that? 9. So that's 14 points.
that is. No, that's not terrible.
42. That's great.
Up next
game.
is Jojondron.
Okay, I've been waiting to kill this priestess. No, how about I kill one of these sharks? Oh wait, I'm standing beside a warrior, aren't I?
You're standing beside 12 warriors who are
Stacked.
Taking a moment.
They're stacked on top
Yeah.
of each other.
yeah,
Like a tottering
vertically.
tower.
Yeah.
Okay, how about I slash the Achilles tendon of the warrior
Bottom one. Yeah, good.
On the bottom pile.
It's
Sweet.
the dagger that I've been gifted.
I love it.
And I'm going to use the pointy end of the dagger and hold onto the handle.
Okay. That is the way it works, you know.
Well, I've had an issue with that before.
True that.
How
All
about
right.
D20? That's a 16.
That is well more than enough to hit it. So you do die 4 plus your strength modifier of 3 in damage. So D4, that triangular shaped die, is a solid hit of yeah, 4 points of damage. And you have 2 attacks, so you could attack twice.
Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the same warrior.
Okay,
May as well.
I like the sound of it. Yeah, that is a hit. Their armor class is 12, so it doesn't matter what your modifier is. That's a little better. 6. Okay.
6.
You grievously injure that first one. He looks like he was very scared and confused at the death of his god, and then he was like affronted at the fact that you just sort of into him twice, and looks shocked and hurt too. So, would you like to do anything else with your turn?
Am I able to intimidate the rest of them and tell them to get lost?
I'd go with that. This is an appropriate moment for that. So
So I'll do one of these.
I'm going to incorporate that to, you're doing that as you're like flailing away at one. So
Yeah.
what is your
21 total.
21 total? Okay, they look, it didn't take a lot to make them lose whatever resolve of courage they had, because these mudlanders have just exploded the most powerful thing they've ever known. So it's not their turn yet, but they look like they have been very much affected by your actions. Let's go to Norman on 14. What do you want to do, Al?
Well, I am going to Radiant Bolt Thadra from across the corpse of the shark.
The corpse is little bits of shark, so that's
So
probably
from
through
across the chump. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I got a +7 on this.
Ooh, 13. Is it just +7? You sure it's not a 14 total? It's actually 13?
It's my dexterity.
I have a feeling it is, in fact, just +7. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I'm going to try it again because I got an extra attack.
That's true. It's a key point for each one of those, I think, hey?
Well, I get 2 attacks and then key points on top of that. So this is a 22.
Well, that'll hit. I just wanted to make sure that that's not a one-shot kind of deal. Searing Arc Strike. Immediately, so the Searing Strike is immediately after you take an attack action. You can spend 2 points to cast the... No, it's not.
Oh, but this is Radiant.
This is a Radiant Bolt. That's different. I see what you're saying there. In a new attack option, you can do... Yeah, so you can make 2 attacks. Absolutely. So, and that next one is 22. You hit.
And then this might have been an error on my sheet. I think the damage is a d6 +7. It was listed as d6 +4 before, but it's supposed to be the same +7 is the attack bonus, I think, according to the thing.
According to the thing? Oh, well, then let's always go with the thing.
Right. Well, let's just do it.
You add your dexterity modifier to its attack and damage rolls, and the damage die is a d4.
Yeah, which goes up with different.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It goes up with your martial art die, which is a d6. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's
Well,
8 points.
it would have been great if you rolled more than a 1. But
Yeah.
okay. All right, so you shoot it twice with your radiant bolts, one of which lands true. Do you have any other actions to do?
Yeah, Thadra's still standing.
She is still standing. Smoking, one
All
would
right.
say.
I'm going to spend a key point and then do that 2 more times.
Can you? I think that if that's the flurry of blows are 2 more unarmed strikes.
At the bottom of the Radiant Bolt descriptor, when you take the attack action on your turn and use this attack as part of it, you can spend 1 key point and make the special attack twice as a bonus action.
The attack action, I turn use a special action. The special attack can be used for any of the attacks you missed. Yes, so you get another shot. In fact, 2
more.
shots. Yes. Lots of radiant bolts flying out.
Lots of Radiant Bolts. This is 18.
That is a hit. Why don't you just roll that second attack before you're doing the damage? That way, if you hit, you can just roll all that damage together.
Well, I was hoping I might finish him off. All right, that's a hit.
Oh, I
22.
see what you're saying.
Yeah, it was going to spread the love around.
Okay, well, you can roll the damage independently if you want to, so...
Okay, all right, deal. Start. Number 1. That is a 12.
12. It falls over, splashing into the water.
But not dead.
It sure looked... Well, in the moment, it looks like it's probably not getting back up.
Okay,
This is
Thadra.
Thadra.
Mhm.
So then I look over to the 12 warriors, and I throw I direct the last one at them.
All right, roll some damage at that.
That is +7, 11.
All right. You blast one, and it howls in pain.
Hopefully I scare the shit out of the rest of them. Sorry,
Okay.
Evie.
Anders next at 14.
Not sure if Anders knows whether this went well or poorly. I think he needs to control the narrative a little bit. He's trying to put a bright spin on this. He's looking at how did the warriors react to this display, both from all the folks who have done all the killing. How are they looking right now?
They are moaning and wailing and looking very verklempt at the thing that has happened here. Knees shaking, and with Jojandron's display, they look to be on the verge of flight.
Okay, so I'm going to assume, hopefully, that they won't take an attack of opportunity should I decide to move. So I will go. I can't do diagonal. Let me get the idiot one. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6. And I think I'm going to try to dash to follow Galanda and Seklas. If
Okay.
you want me again, I just basically I'm trying to keep pace with them with a dash.
Sure.
And I'll be smiling back at everybody like, great job, that was wonderful, excellent, good, but I just need to talk.
Okay. Well, I think if you're dashing, you get to move another 6 of those.
Exactly. All there. 1, 2, 3. It gives me a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
I think that was 6.
Okay, so you're basically keeping pace with the
Yeah, I'm
champions.
just hold on, just a sec, class. I think that this is a good opportunity for us to open relations.
Saying that in Sahaganese as
Yeah,
you
blah,
like.
blah, 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 blah. Was that a good judgment? Was that a judgment we were looking for? I don't know.
Awesome. What do you think Nimmeralian would be doing at this point? There is a shark trying to bite on her.
Swearing and about to wreak havoc on the next thing.
Very much likely for her. Now, fortunately, it would be a disadvantage if she was going to try and attack this thing, because it's right next to her.
Which thing?
The shell shark.
Oh.
And if she tries to move away, she would be... I'll give you some options. She could do a spell called Misty Step, which would teleport her away from that and allow her to shoot another chromatic orb. Or she could do a magic missile, which would be just sort of, here, have some damage, boom. Or she could do something else that you think she might do.
Al, Christine, J-Jo.
Could she
Matt?
Misty Step to the hallway and Chromatic Orb Zeklaz?
Ooh, that's a neat idea.
Oh, that's a...
Will I get hit?
Depends how she rolls.
But what if she portents it?
That's definitely something she might choose to do.
I'm just speculating.
I feel like she would totally want to do that. So she's
I think
gonna...
I think that's a great...
That teleportation will look really cool underwater too. Does a little splash.
Yes, the space that was Nimmeralian fills with water and splooshes up. And yeah, she's gonna then do another fiery chromatic orb at Zeklaz, and she rolled some pretty great portents last time. She remembers that she rolled a 20
Ooh.
on that shot, which means, of course, she casts it at like a huge level. So she's going to use one of them fancy-dancy 4th level spell slots she's got to cast that. And boom.
I always knew she had this in her.
Yes, she did. So that does 3d8 at first, 48, 5d8, 68 at 4th level. So she's going to roll 6d8 damage. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll public. Underwhelming, though, at 19. But Zeklaz don't have a ton of hit points, so this could go badly for her. Let's see if she makes her saving throw.
There's no saving throw, I thought, on...
Oh, you're
Oops.
right. You're absolutely right.
See, guys, sometimes my stupid little brain works.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Zeklaz falls to the ground. Splash. And Galanda manages to sort herself free. The champions, though, look at this situation and do not take it well. But it's not their turn yet. So let's go to Nimralian. That was her turn. Galanda at 6. What does Galanda want to do?
Yeah, just wanted to raise the time.
Oh, yeah. What time are we at now? Just past 10.
Yeah. But I can finish off my thing if we want just to end the round.
Sure.
Okay. So there's 2 champions next to me. Do I have to fight them? Are these bad guys?
They are bad guys. They are big, tough, strong, scary, bad Sahaugen guys. That said, they look like they are in a bit of a raw state, given what's just happened to their god, and now the Baroness, who I think they're gonna roll to see just how badly that affected them.
And are they wearing any armor?
Oh yeah. Well, they're wearing something ceremonial. Sahaugen are just naturally bony and chitinous and have lots of armor. They don't really wear.
What ceremonial thing are they? Are they wearing any metal?
No, they would be wearing things of bone and such. Now,
Jan, bone.
Oh, we could have put one of them in the mauve Sakula.
They're both
for our own hands.
They're both carrying long spears with sharp, pointy ends and serrated edges.
Not gonna help.
One of them is looking like, no, we're just outing. This is not happening. So he is about to run off, probably further, like over top of you if necessary. The other one is looking like he's going to stick around for payback.
Okay, I'm gonna do something crazy bold. I'm gonna cast Thunderwave. I think Nim is just out of my radius.
Anders is right next to you.
Is it? Oh, I don't see his thing.
Anders is like,
Do it this way.
You could probably angle it. Yeah. You'd be like, Anders, get down.
Yeah. Yeah, can I do that?
with your
Yes,
bonus
you can
action,
totally
you
do that.
yank him down in a way.
Yeah, I like it.
Then, yeah, it's. Well, no, I can't. It's not a cone. It's a cube originating from me, so you'd be in it.
But if you pulled him with a bonus action out of,
I'm going to
if you
suggest you
pulled
could
him
move
alongside
him as part of your
You can still
action.
choose that the cube is like the top squares there if you want to, but you could also get me because it's funny.
No, I don't want to get you because it's funny. Because we're family here.
yes,
Okay, I'm gonna do whatever thing you will agree with to not
Yes.
hurt Anders, but to hurt the champions and not to hurt Nimmeralian.
I think it is possible to do. I'm willing to allow it, so go for it.
Terrific.
So, are you casting it at first level, or are you upcasting?
Absolutely not. I'm so strong. I'm gonna cast it at the third level.
Third level. Okay.
Is that
so
stupid?
means
Is third stupid? Are these guys strong?
they look pretty. They got big Arnold Schwarzenegger muscles.
Okay, then I'll do third level.
Do it.
So then it'll be
Nuke 'em.
if
Nuke
do I
'em.
have to roll or is it it
You-
happens?
You do roll. You're going to be rolling 48 because it's normally
That's to my
2d8.
damage, yeah, 48.
So yeah, and then he rolls a Constitution saving throw. The champion gets a +1 to his roll, and you. Are you still playing your? I'm going to suggest you're still playing your recorder through all of this.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, so he's going to roll and get a +1 on this. He needs to beat a 17. He gets a natural 1. So, no, he does not succeed on that.
So he gets
something bad
extra
has to
hurt.
happen to him here, then, right?
What's that?
Something really bad happened to him that he rolled a 1 on this type of roll? No. Okay.
No, not on saving throws.
Okay.
Thematically, though, I can suggest that he's blown well away. Normally, he's thrown 10 feet, but because he failed so badly, he's blasted over top of Nimmeralian, who watches him sail over. And he takes
19.
19 damage. That's tough. Okay. So that is the end of your guys' combat round. Everybody else is kind of spoken for. I'm willing to. I think we could say this is a safe place to pause it, and we'll pick it up with what happens next when next we meet. Matt, thank you so much for joining us and playing the role of Anders tonight.
Thanks, I had fun.
Thank you, Matt.
Yay.
Oh, nice to
Diplomacy.
I don't know if there's more that we need to say, or
Oh, right. Yeah, I should push the button.
oh, he says bye bye.